The crypto market is back in extremely bullish territory, and if any of you guys have not seen it just quite yet, XRP went to $3.03 today. And matter of fact, the entire crypto market is moving up today again like crazy. XDC up 32%, virtual up 30%. And matter of fact, my virtual trade here is cooking. We just opened this yesterday, maybe the day before yesterday. I forgot. I already took, I think, quickly see here. I took a little bit of profit here. So I took a couple $1,000s worth of profit already on virtuals right here. As you can see, I think $2,000 and a bit or so over on profit. And right now it's still $7,000 in the plus, again, in just a day or two on $2,500, which is pretty good. The XP trade is still in $25,000 worth of profit or so, again, over a little bit longer of amount of time. Here is when I sold during the stream a little bit at 297. Just to explain that right now, if you're witnessing life-changing amounts of gains, if we zoom out, this is not a strange area to top out at, even though, again, this is just the pattern that we're seeing. Even though I do believe we're going to go way higher, ultimately you have to understand that we're not going to always have this November 2024 type of scenario where every single day it just keeps going higher and higher. Very often it'll just slowly but surely build upwards with just these, as you can see right here, right? We drew it in already, with just these local tops and local bottoms. Right here, if you're looking for a place to buy at that I would say, wow, that seems pretty juicy, starting from $2.70, but mostly around the $2.60 mark is where I'd say, wow, those are really, really good prices to buy at. But again, reason I'm saying starting at $2.70 is basically because that's the previous top right there, right? Double, once right there, a second time right there, and right now, previously here, it bottomed out at roughly $2.71. So that area is interesting to look at for another buy. Right here at $2.93, for example, relatively, it's still quite cheap for where we're headed over the next few weeks or months, but ultimately, I'm also a realist in saying it's quite expensive for where it was the last few days. But ultimately, things are looking so good right now. Over on Bybit, very much of the same. The trade here is in $62,000 worth of profit right now, so definitely not too bad. And if you're also looking for a platform to trade on, check out the link down below to 𝗏𝗏, as that's the platform we're trading on right now. And we're giving away 2 iPhone 16s only to people who trade, though. As you can see, there's a pretty high minimum volume. Well, high just depending on how you see it. Most people hit this within a few days, I've noticed. But for some people, it's too high. If it is, it's not for you, because still, it's a free iPhone 16 to 2 people. And I keep getting the question of, should I still be buying at these prices? My answer is, if you're a person who's able to buy consistently, then regardless of what price you start at, you're fine. Even if you start at $2.80 a coin, you should be fine if you just keep DCAing as prices go down. But I am now, right now as it stands, more afraid that we're not going to see any bottom than that you're going to be down too much on your money. Meaning that the way things are going right now, I'm a bit afraid that we are just going to start going crazy from here. I mean, today we're going to get ourselves another document in the Ripple versus SEC lawsuit. It's going to be interesting. Nothing game-changing, though. I do not think it's going to cause the price to do something stupid. But mostly I'm afraid that this, if Bitcoin sets through because of Trump, etc., is where we really start going a bit nutty. And I'm afraid that it's mostly just not going to be any more opportunity to buy a very low dip, rather than being afraid that we're going to fall hard. And that's a funny change that I also had last time when we went to roughly $2.50 or 60. We did go for a little bit of a dip then, back to $2.30 or so. But I also had a fear of this is probably the run, right? And I described that basically on the principles of, well, the pattern has shifted, the trend has changed. And right now, from mostly going downwards, we've changed finally since the start of the year to mostly upwards. It's been breaking out versus Bitcoin. It's been going crazy on almost any other angle. And right now, this is the dollar term. We have officially broken out, and this could be the highest day ever. As long as we close above 272, it's the highest day since the last, this cycle, basically. But if we close above 275, as I already said, that will be the highest point ever. And some people said, Dusty, it's actually the highest daily body, blah, blah. This, whatever number you get to right now, is going to be the highest close, because a close, again, happens at the end of the body. So in this case here, roughly, let's see. You can actually just look at the numbers on top here, but also you can just see by looking on the right as we scroll over it. But in this case, the close is 275, and the highest close we've got is indeed 275. And if you want to know the highest point, if you don't scroll over it, in this case, you'll see that the close is going to be 293.3, whatever. This is going to be the highest close ever if we close there today, which is actually quite peculiar because this basically means that right now we really, like I've already been saying for a while, are changing everything up, going into full bull crazy territory. And from here on forward, most likely they're just going to start blasting. And that's kind of what I'm afraid of to some extent, right? We hit $3.03. What if that's just the start of what this whole run is going to be about? I've said that for a while though, but let me quickly get back to this XRP BTC chart. Let me quickly show you what I mean. So if we're taking a look at this, right, I've already established that we have changed from the downtrend to the uptrend. But what if this really is going to be, because this is again versus Bitcoin, where we just go back to some of the older prices. I've been speculating about that for a while. For example, back towards the 7,000 Satoshi range. From here on forward, right, previously when we first talked about it, that was basically plus, let's call it 350%, so a 4 or 5x. But from this level, where we're currently at 2962, so right around, let's call it right around there, right now, getting back to these previous levels is only like a 2.5x, right? Or some of the higher points is only like a 3x, 4x at this point, because this is plus 300%. So a 4x from here would still be roughly $12 or so per XRP. But I'm thinking, man, if we go to $12 in XRP, which is logically possible just based on previous price action, and Bitcoin only goes to 200,000, that's $24 or so in XRP at the end of the season. But if I want to say if Bitcoin goes to $300,000, that might be as high as $35 in XRP, something crazy like that. And every time I talked about it, people said, no. And I keep showing you the trend, saying, hey, you know what? Right now, the price is trending upwards, but the interest is going down. The holders have shifted over from mostly speculators on the short term to long-term holders that don't sell at a little bit of a profit or at a loss. They hold through, which is what you need for crazy price pumps. If Bitcoin then also supports it, or if the Trump narrative sets through, this is going to be crazy explosive in terms of the gain potential. I also put on Twitter and in yesterday's video that a move to $3 was happening right now because I expected it to happen yesterday. Unfortunately, it didn't, but we did get ourselves the $3 price mark today. I also put up today that I do believe we're going to see $100 per XRP at some point in the future. And also, it's kind of crazy how much has changed in like the span of a day. I guess when I said that $3 is going to be happening today in the YouTube video, I guess no, because it was really the 14th, huh? So here I said XRP is getting ready for the move to $3, but this was definitely, it was a little bit less than a day ago, or a little bit over a day ago. But it was way too fast. Oh, man. It makes me FOMO a bit, man. It makes me think, what if because yesterday we were joking about what if I put my entire net worth into XRP, and we joked that I already have a ridiculous amount of money in this coin, so I'm kind of good and comfortable at this point. But I saw one of my friends also just shared his own XRP trade, and this is really kind of funny. So Salsa just shared, didn't think I'd make back the Popcat losses trading XRP of all coins. He basically had a big, I think like 1.8 mil or so loss on Popcat a little while back, like a few weeks ago. Anyway, I lived long enough to have seen what happened the last time we hit $3 in XRP. Again, because last time we did it, it went all the way back to like 10 cents. So... Anyway, not my trade to bet past that. Thank you and good luck, XRP Army. I love you. Because he took it from 257 to 296. And again, $800,000 worth of profit or so. That is very nice. But he still lost more on the Popcat trade, so he's not loving it. But ultimately, this is why I keep saying that platforms like Blowfin are where you make it big or go freaking home. Not because it's risk-free. Ultimately, if you want to make crazy amounts of money, there's going to be risk involved. And that's why some people say don't talk about it, don't talk about leverage trading, but I keep adding that the reason it is nice is because it allows you, even though, again, like I just showed you with Salsa, you can lose a lot of money if you're playing the game wrong. If you're right, it's so freaking rewarding that to some extent, it's sometimes people's goal to just be right once. And that's all they basically need to make up for every single time they were wrong. Now, actually, matter of fact, my portfolio is down significantly the last hour or so. I thought it would be up. But this week it's up a lot, but this hour it's up, it's down tremendously. So I guess because the XP price has fallen from $3 back to $2.90 something. And a 10-cent move, a 3% move on my XRP is actually significant, which is really, really funny. On the upside, it's cool when it goes up like 2% and you see your portfolio move by ridiculous numbers. But when it's down, yeah, that actually does hurt a little bit mentally, just looking at it. Which is why I actually promised myself last cycle, never look at my portfolio. I promised myself that. Never look, because at that point, you're going to think that money is yours. So the moment it goes down or up, you're like, your emotions might take over. If I just know the amount of coins I have, then whenever I'm trading it or looking at the market cap, I don't really think about the amount of money it's worth. I just think about getting myself more coins or things of that sort. And then it becomes more of a longer term plan instead of maximizing the amount of dollars I have every single day. Because let's just say the market moves down again tomorrow by 10-15%. Now my portfolio goes down 10-15%. I'm gonna cry. Or I could have bought a freaking village with that. Well, in a cheap country, I guess. We're not in the billions yet. Okay, we're not there yet. But if I just kind of think of a longer term, how do you say it? Like roadmap? I just think about accumulating more coins, not necessarily only for this run, but generational coins. With the idea being, I don't really ever want to sell them. I just want to put my money into this sector, growing it further over time. The way I live my life, I kind of don't need to sell ever, because what am I going to sell for? Well, mostly to invest into things. But if the best investment I can do is, again, these crypto coins, then I'm going to sell it to invest them again in crypto coins. So it's like a little circle of where's to sell to. The only thing is, well, you can speculate and try to sell and buy back cheaper to get more coins, which is the same for the stock market. If you're a speculator on the S&P, you can buy at some point and then try to sell because it's going to be a downturn and then try to buy back. But if you just hold on over 10 years, you know you're going to make a ton of money. On the short term, though, you might actually do way better just buying and selling, even if there's months in between. But over a longer period of time, to some extent, some have said it's all about just time in the markets, not really timing it. And I think as well when it comes to XRP, I don't want to be that guy who sold all his coins off and then all of a sudden I see it at $75 a coin in 7 years, as an example. I'd rather just stick through it. And I have these positions open all the time. A lot of them you've never seen. But I also have these public positions open all the time that eventually will be probably... This one could very well get to a juicy amount of... I mean, if it just goes to $4 in XRP, it's in $100,000 worth of profit. So it's not too bad. All it takes is another dollar or so per XRP. I mean, is that too crazy? I don't think so. So, yeah, same for the Bybit trade right here. I'm not sure what it needs to get to because this trade was very, very small. We only put $1,000 in, and it's already still in $42,000 for the profit. But if XRP just goes to $4 here, I'm also not sure what number this is going to go to, but just a ridiculous number, right? Already, this is one of my craziest trades ever. I think the Bitcoin trade I've opened, where he went from $2,000 to $40,000, is also cool. But this one is $2,000 to $60,000. So it's by far the coolest one I've got in terms of P&L. 3,000%, but most just in terms of what we were able to do. Now, I must note that I don't really have to leverage it in this sense. All the dollar amounts here I've got, I could have just bought spot. Like, for example, I could have just bought $10,000 worth of XRP. Even now, I could just actually take out the leverage and just make it spot, but it looks cooler, and that's kind of what I'm doing it for here. Again, I'll remind everybody, if you're also looking for a platform to trade on, again, you don't have to. It's not a thing you must do. Link down below to 𝗏𝗏 or 𝗬𝗏𝗃. Both of them work. One has a different bonus than the other. On 𝗏𝗏, we're giving away 2 iPhone 16s, I should say. 𝗬𝗃 is a couple other nice parts. Again, right now, we're looking for a good point to buy in. For the most part, though, even longer term strategies that all work right now. Things are beautiful, and I just wanted to quickly share that things are working so nicely. And for everybody that did not watch the stream, that XRP went above $3 today, and things are looking really, really good, depending on where we end up tonight.